Now, we all know Irvine is not a very cheap place to live, but whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to relocate from out of state here to Irvine, you want to understand how much budget you need to get into a home here. And this video is going to tell you exactly that. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how much income you need to buy a $500,000 condo all the way up to a $1.5+ million home here in Irvine, California. But first, I am a realtor here in Irvine, so if you are looking to buy, rent, or sell here, make sure you reach out to me. All of my information will be in the description below, but I will also put my number right here, make it super easy for you to give me a quick text or a call. But now we'll get back into the video. So first, let's start out with the most affordable places that you can get in Irvine, roughly $500,000 to $700,000 for a starter condo. Being in this price range, you're most likely going to end up in the communities of either Oak Creek, Northwood, or El Camino Real. And all three of these communities are absolutely fantastic within Irvine, so don't feel discouraged that you're in the lower price range because you're still going to get all the amenities that everywhere else gets. But now let's break into the numbers of how much it would cost to actually buy a $500,000 to $700,000 home. So assuming that you put 5 to 10% down with an FHA loan, your monthly cost including mortgage, taxes, HOA, and insurance is going to be anywhere from $3,800 a month to $5,200 a month. Now to afford those payments, you're going to want to make anywhere from $95,000 to $130,000 a year. Now keep in mind, if you're buying with a friend or partner, all these costs and requirements will be cut in half. So this is ideal for solo buyers or first-time buyers looking to get their foot in the door and build some equity. Another little fun idea to do too is maybe getting a 2-bed condo. That way you can rent out the other room for $1,000 and you can take a maybe $6,000 payment, let's say it's a little bit higher, and take it down to a $5,000 payment that you would have at a 1-bedroom condo. But when you go to sell it, you might have a little bit more gain. So that's just a little quick tip for you. So let's say you just absolutely can't deal with a condo and you want to live in kind of a low to mid-range townhome. This is going to cost you anywhere from $800,000 to $1 million. And this is going to get you into a similar neighborhood as well, either Oak Creek, Northwood Point, or Woodbridge. So you have a little bit more variability with the neighborhoods that you can choose from, but it's going to be pretty similar to where all the starter condos are going to be as well. But assuming that you put 10 to 20% down on this home, your monthly costs including mortgage, taxes, HOA, and insurance would be roughly $5,800 to $7,200 a month. And to afford those payments, you're going to need to make $150,000 to $180,000 every single year. But again, if you're buying with one or more people, those costs will either get halved if you're buying with two or thirded if you're buying with three. But keep in mind, you're going to definitely have a lot of a higher upfront cost. So let's say it's the lower end and it's a $800,000 home and you put 10% down. You're looking at $80,000 upfront. And that's not including closing costs, which can be another $20,000 to $40,000. And if you go the $1 million home and put 20% down, that's $200,000 up front, not including any closing costs, which then could be anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 on top of that. So you want to make sure when you're getting into this upper echelon of spending that you have that money comfortably up front. And now we'll get into, let's say you are fine with condos and townhomes, but you want something a little bit newer and maybe in a newer community, say Great Park. You're going to be looking around $1 to $1.3 million. So we'll break down how much that's going to cost you. Again, in this price point, there's a good chance that you're probably going to end up in Great Park because it's one of the newer and kind of like the most exciting community in all of Irvine. So we're going to be breaking it down kind of in that area. So your monthly cost here can range anywhere from $6,300 to $8,200 a month, depending on how much money you're going to put down and the HOA cost. Obviously, if you put more money down, you have lower HOAs, you're going to have a lower monthly. If you're putting not that much money down, let's say 3.5% or 5% or however much, it's going to have a higher cost. And if you have high HOAs, which do happen to be a good amount, in Great Park, it's going to be higher. So you want to really toggle what that looks like for you. And to afford those payments, you're going to need to be making roughly $180,000 to $220,000 a year. So you're going to have a very well-paying job or applying with a friend or a partner who also has a well-paying job to get into this community. So let's say you absolutely can't do a condo, can't do a townhome, and you need a detached home. That price point here in Irvine is going to be roughly $1.4 to $1.6 million for more of an entry-level detached home. And this is realistically going to put you in the communities of either University Park or West Park in Irvine. And these payments are going to be anywhere from roughly $9,000 to $11,000 a month. Again, depending on how much money you put down. The higher, the better. And this means you're gonna have to make between $240,000 and $280,000 every single year if you want to comfortably afford these payments. So that's kind of the breakdown of what it's gonna cost to live here. Now, one thing that I would like to say is this is general advice. And realistically, it's not gonna be perfect for you. What I always recommend is talk to a professional first. If you wanna see how much you can comfortably afford in this community and what neighborhood's best for you, reach out to me directly. Again, all my information is in the description below. But what I always like to say is when you go to get pre-approved and see how much you can spend on a home, always talk to the lender about how much you can comfortably afford monthly and how much you can comfortably put up front. You might be able to get pre-approved for $1.5 million, but if you want to pay $6,000 a month in mortgage and you only want to put $100,000 down, it's probably not going to end up working out like that. It'll probably be a good amount lower. I don't know it off the top of my head, but let's say it's $800,000 and it's half the price. You want to make sure, because really at the end of the day, the ticket number that's the home you're buying, $2 million or $1 million, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because what you're actually paying for is upfront cost and monthly cost for the rest of your life. So you want to make sure you can afford that. Don't really get too fixated on the number that you're going for. And the best way that you can understand your monthly costs and your upfront costs is to talk to a professional. But as always, thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe because I do release videos every single Friday detailing the benefits of homeownership and how to buy a home. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Thank you so much again for tuning into this week's video. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Talk soon. Bye.